Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, the losing streak for the Orioles continued for the first two games of this series between the Orioles and the Guardians. Luckily, the Orioles avoided the sweep last night. Very disappointing to see so many mistakes. It's just errors. Pitching to the wrong guy. Bad pitch selection, maybe. Not sure what. This is just a rough patch for him. And a somewhat lengthy, grueling patch. Not many days off. It's going to change very soon. We're almost out of this. Let's get to game one. Cleveland Guardians 3, Baltimore Orioles 2 from Camden Yards. Not that bad of a played game, really. It's just certain things, it's like, yeah, no, man, I wouldn't have pitched to that guy. For example, this guy right here, Jose Ramirez. Like, what? Why pitch to him? Right? Because you can see guys in front of him and behind him didn't get a hit. Why are you pitching to the guy that honestly is probably a perennial MVP candidate when he's healthy anyway, you know? Not that he has health problems, but a very good hitter. Henderson, typical leadoff spot now. Wonder if the cleanup spot for Henderson experiment is over. I think they should try Santander leadoff. I think he really does have the patience to see a lot of pitches and work the count. Kind of want that for your leadoff hitter. I understand why you want Gunnar Henderson up there leadoff. He's your best hitter. He's a very exciting hitter and player to watch. But I think you could have the same result, him hitting third. You know, Santander, Rutschman, Henderson. Be very few times where you don't see Gunnar Henderson getting 4 or 5 at-bats. Oh well, Henderson lead off. 1 hit, scored once. Rutschman, same thing. 1 hit, scored once. O'Hearn, 1 hit and RBI. Santander, no hits technically, but only 2 official at-bats. Got credited with an RBI, sacrifice, and walked once. Only struck out once. I'm saying it like it just seems to me like Santander, at least in the warmer months, not too much the early part of the year where it's cold, definitely does seem to be like he would be an okay fit at leadoff. Surprising that Brandon Hyde hasn't given it a try. Kjerstad, wow, look at it. Edison Kjerstad back up here, or he was up here. He was up here with the Houston series, getting some playing time in this series. Seems like Kjerstad's got more playing time than Stowers. I mean, do they not like Stowers? I feel like every time Stowers gets up here, he doesn't get any playing time. So weird. Just trade the guy if you don't like him that much. Trade him for one of these starting pitchers that you need. Huh? Maybe somebody that has some control. And maybe that's what they're waiting for. We'll see. Trade deadline's about a month away. Kjerstad, 2 hits. It's nice he's getting 2 hits. Nobody's driving him in or anything, which kind of sucks. Westberg, 0 for 3 strikeouts. Mullins, 0 for 2 strikeouts. Ugh. Arias, 0 for. Ugh. Mountcastle, pinch hitting. Got the day off initially. Pinch hit for Arias late. 0 for. Well, he only had 1 at bat. James McCann, 0 for. Did walk once, though. That's why I mentioned it, in the last video. Seems to be fairly heavily rotating that 13th position player between Kjerstad now twice this year, Jackson Holliday, Kyle Stowers, Connor Norby. Their catcher is not that bad of an option. Really doesn't seem to be. We'll see if they ever do it. I mean, especially because James McCann's not hit. Of course, he didn't hit this game. Rutschman, Henderson, Kjerstad doubles. 20. Couldn't get more than that. Cade Povich started this game. Not a bad performance. Cleveland Guardians are having a good year. And to be able to hold that lineup while pitching to Jose Ramirez to only 3 runs is good. It's just, I don't understand why you pitched to Ramirez at last. I don't remember what inning it was, but you can see here, Ramirez home run, Povich. It was like in the 5th inning. Yeah, here. It was the 6th inning. This 1 run here in the 6th. That was Ramirez hitting a home run. It's like, you didn't have to pitch to him. Why would you pitch to him? It's possible that was trying to throw more pitcher pitches and just missed the spot because, I mean, he's young. He's still learning. But 5 2/3 of innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, which you like seeing that. 5 strikeouts. I mean, yeah, I like the 5 strikeouts. He is more of he's only got like a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but his curveball and changeup and sweeper, slider, whatever. He's really got 2 different pitches there, but between a curveball, a slider, and a sweeper, it's not a whole lot of difference between them. There is a slight difference. And some of it is about the rotation because, that slider, you can see with all the seams rotating, it appears like a white dot. So you can see it and identify a slider as a hitter. Not always a good thing. You don't want them to know what you're throwing. But he's performing well, which is nice because when Kramer is ready to come back to the rotation, and we're hoping that it will be inside of a week, Suarez, who's been struggling, may get pushed back to the bullpen, which can help the team. But we'll have to see. And can, at the same time, provide you some security if Povich starts to struggle as a starting pitcher. Sino Perez finishes off the 6th inning and then pitches the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, strikes out 1. Bullpen came in and did their job. Yeah, the starter gave up 3 runs, but it isn't that bad in today's baseball. For the next 3 1/3 innings, your bullpen shut them down. Just offense couldn't get anything going against Cleveland's bullpen. Webb pitches the 8th, does allow a hit, but no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Aiken one-upped them there, pitching the 9th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Disappointing seeing this pitching performance, and at least we got back to, lower run scoring games. You can deal with that. You can't deal with your pitchers giving up a ton of runs and your offense having to come back. Not that Orioles are out of the woods in this yet. Game 2. See? Yeah. Game 2, Tuesday's game. Guardians 10, Orioles 8. 4th inning here. This 5 spot that Cleveland put up, that was the killer right there. Oh, look at that. The Gunnar Henderson experiment at cleanup isn't over. Kind of curious as to why it's cleanup and not 3rd. Like 3rd would make more sense. You would get him an extra at bat. On certain games. Certain games, like say this one, it really didn't matter. Because they didn't get all the way through the lineup. Rutschman leading off, and I'm not a huge fan of Rutschman leading off. He does seem to be more of a 2-hole hitter. I just don't know that he's as aggressive as I think a 1-hole hitter should. But more of an opinion, I guess. 1 hit and 5 at-bats, also walked once. Mountcastle, 3 hits. That's what. I don't like that Mountcastle's this high. Because, again, who's he driving in? I would rather Mountcastle and Henderson be the guys driving people in. And I know Santander gets the extra base hits, but who's going to get more? I mean, I guess it's, to a certain extent, it almost doesn't matter that much in baseball anymore, I guess. Because to a certain extent here, Rutschman, Mountcastle, Santander, Henderson, that's who you're really going to want in your top 4 or even top 5. Their skill set isn't all that different. You don't have that high speed guy, high slash contact kind of hitter. They are more general slugging type hitters. So it almost doesn't even matter. Just randomly throw them in there and, you know, whatever. Santander, 1 hit, an RBI, and a run scored. Henderson, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, scored 3 times. Westberg, 4 hits. Westberg, I think, does kind of fit the mold of maybe a 1 or 2 hitter, but it seems like when you put him up there, he doesn't do that well. I wonder if he should be the 2 hitter. Maybe you just deal with Rutschman being the 1 hitter. I mean, Westberg can hit home runs and he can get extra base hits, but he doesn't seem to do it as much as, let's say, Santander or Henderson or even Mountcastle. Westberg did drive in a run. Of course, lots of people on base. Also walked once. Hayes, over. Ryno Hearn pitch hitting late. Also didn't get a hit, but he did walk once. Mateo, 1 hit, scored once. Kjerstad, pinch hit late. Just trying stuff, I guess. I don't know. Excuse me. If Kjerstad's your option, and I get a left-handed power hitter, and you're thinking, oh, this is a great pinch hit option, I just don't know that the way Mateo's season is going for him, I just don't see Kjerstad as a better option here for Mateo. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, over, let's say, a McCann, yeah, probably. Over Mateo, I don't know about that. Because even if he hits a ground ball, Mateo's got like a 75% chance to beat it out. Can you say that with Kjerstad? No. But whatever. Put that in the wrong spot. Arias ends up having to go in and play defense because Kjerstad doesn't play the infield. Arias ends up getting an at-bat. Does not get a hit with that at-bat. Here you go, James McCann. You heard me talking about him. 2 hits, 3 RBIs, scored once. Again, he heard me talking about him. Mullins pinch hits for McCann late. Does get a hit, but it was late in the game, so Mullins didn't have to come play the field. Because obviously Mullins isn't catching. Cowser, all the way at the bottom of the lineup. Which I get because you get a lefty on the mound, so you put Cowser at the bottom of the lineup. I guess. It's fine. Because, how else do you work out the lineup? I guess. 1 hit and RBI, scored once and walked once. Seems like the Orioles are getting some production out of the bottom of the lineup, no matter who it is. Unless it's McCann, Guys like McCann and Arias seem to bat 8 and 7, 6 a lot. It's not where a lot of the production is coming from the Orioles. It's like 9 through 5 is where really a lot of the stuff is happening. For the most part of this year. I think because you get down to the bottom of the lineup like this, there's more rotation. Mountcastle, Mullins, Westberg, doubles, Mateo with a triple. Well, I'm saying, why are you pinch hitting for Mateo? Why? Man, I don't get it. Whatever, man. McCann, Santander, Henderson, Cowser with home runs. McCann giveth and McCann taketh awayeth. Yeah, he got that home run and those RBIs. But he is the reason why you can see, as I'll get to Cole Irvin down here, gives up 8 runs and only 4 of them earned. Yeah, little dribbler out in front of the plate. McCann with a runner on first, thinking, oh, I can get this guy at second base, and didn't happen. McCann was given a throwing error. Was it more of a throwing error or a catching error? Did, Mateo not get enough effort to at least not allow the ball to get by him? And that led to an out not being recorded and runs to score because you didn't get the out. So, I mean, you remove that and you get an out there, you will save a few runs. So, disappointing, I guess. Cole Irvin started this game, not the greatest performance. Though, at the same time, if he's able to get out of that 5th inning, even minimizing the damage in the 5th inning, maybe it's okay. But 4 full innings pitched for Irvin, does give up 10 hits, 8 runs, only 4 earned runs. Doesn't walk a batter, only strikes 1 out. For the most part, the Cleveland Guardians are a hard team to strike out. They put the ball in play a lot. But 10 hits in the first 4 innings, man, yeah. You can't allow out it. You can't have outings like that. You just can't. But again, a very high contact team. Baker comes in relief of Irvin and really has a fantastic performance. Pitches 2 full innings, the full, or I guess the rest of the 5th, and the 6th. Though Irvin didn't get it out, so. Only 24 pitches, and you got to love that does save the bullpen to a certain extent. Yes, you still had to use a few more guys after that. But here you are in the 5th inning having to take out your starting pitcher, and then you only had to use 4 relievers after that. Does allow 1 hit, but no runs, no walks, strikes out 1 in 2 full innings pitched. That's really good. Vespi, hey, another outing for Nick Vespi. All right. Pitching the 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. And then here you go. I don't know what happens with Cano sometimes, man. He gave up a home run, didn't he? No, he tripled. He gave up a triple. We've seen Cano be very dominant and not give up anything. But then you get some outings like this. Does go the full inning, but 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, no strikeout. I don't know. It's almost like putting too much pressure on the guy. I don't know how to describe it otherwise. Maybe elevating the ball too much because he is more of a sinker guy. Needs to get the ball down more. Fluke of nature, I guess. Dylan Tate pitches the 9th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Yeah. If it wasn't for that error. Oh well. And here is Wednesday's game, and I said that the Orioles did win the final game here. Cleveland Guardians 2, Baltimore Orioles 4. Henderson back leading off. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, scored once. Rutschman, Ofer, did walk once. O'Hearn in there, 3 hole. 1 hit, an RBI, and a run scored. Mountcastle, cleanup batter. Ofer, walked once. Santander in the 5 hole. Ofer. I don't know, man. Maybe people got their favorite spots. You know, they don't they don't hit much when they're not in their favorite spot in the lineup. I don't know. Weird. Westberg got a hit. All right. Nobody behind him drove him in. That's disappointing. Kerstad with the start in this one. Started in left field. He is looking better in the outfield. He's still, I don't know. It's just not my, me, it just doesn't move fast enough. I guess I watched Adam Jones and Cedric Mullins and Brady Anderson play center field in his ballpark too much. I just know how important chasing down fly balls is. Kjerstad's not going to do that well. He has a great arm, but Austin Hayes, another one, playing in new left field dimensions, plays it very well. And Kjerstad with an over. Kowser comes in for defensive replacement late in the game. Mullins moved down to the 8-hole because he wasn't hitting. Now he starts hitting. Whatever, man. So you get production from your 8 and your 9, your typical 8 and 9 batters, but 6 and 7, whatever. And Mullins, 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Mateo, 2 hits and a run scored. Mateo with a double. Mullins, O'Hearn, Henderson with home runs. Yep, Mullins finally getting off the schneid with the home run. I mean, as far as home runs go, I feel like he hasn't hit one in a while. Base running. Mateo, Mullins caught stealing. When have we ever seen that? A game where Mateo and Mullins were both caught. Who was this guy catching? Austin Hedges. This guy right here. Catching extraordinaire. Base runner, thrower, outer guy. To lead all base runner, thrower, outer guys. There were near perfect throws. Like, not even like the right height, but a little towards first base. So when you catch it, you know, it's like catch, bam, and there's a runner coming into your glove. Off the spot, a tick or two, and they're safe. So, but that is why you steal, right? Because it does take a perfect throw and perfect timing from the pitcher delivering the ball to the catcher to be able to get some of these runners out, especially like Mateo and Mullins. And you got to make them be perfect sometimes. Well, Austin Hedges was, I'll see that and I'll raise you. Grayson Rodriguez gets to start in his game. Finally, a starting pitcher to come in and right the ship. Wanted Corbin Burns to do that, but he didn't necessarily do that. The offense kind of let him down, but we've all thought for many years that Grayson Rodriguez could be that front-of-the-line starter. He's been showing it more times than not this year. He's had a few hiccups, but for the most part, hopefully we can keep him around for a long time. Goes 7 innings. Only 97 pitches. It's not terrible. A little too high. A little higher than I would have liked, but it's fine. Does give up 5 hits, but still, that's less than your innings pitched. Does give up 2 runs, but that's going to happen early in the game like Rodriguez always does. Gives up runs early, and then the last 3 or 4 innings just destroys the lineup. I don't know. Doesn't walk a batter. You love that. 4 strikeouts. Only 4 strikeouts. And the weird thing, it was the last 4 outs he got. Didn't strike anybody out until the end of the 6th inning? What? Yeah. Well, I mean, Cleveland doesn't strike out a lot. Just how it is, I guess. Cionel Perez pitches the 8th inning. Wonderful performance by Cionel Perez. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. I mean, you would have liked to see a strikeout, but still, I mean, 2 ground outs and a fly out. I mean, I'll take that. Get the ball to Kimbrel with a 2-run lead. Of course, was it Mullins? We got 2 home runs, right? 7th and the 8th inning with solo home runs. One was O'Hearn and one was Mullins. I don't remember which inning was which, but the insurance run was key. Because, of course, Kimbrel does walk a batter, but Cleveland can be very selective at the plate as well. But, yeah, okay, Kimbrel walked a batter. Been like 6 or 7 days since he's pitched, so weren't sure how this was going to go. But no hits, no runs, did walk 1, strikes 3 out. Umpire may have been a little generous with the strike zone. At least 1 or 2 of those pitches I thought, I think he gave the veteran a benefit of the doubt there, but many other times that I've seen balls out of the strike zone called a strike against our hitters, I'll take it. Though I still would prefer more accurate strike zone. I really would. All right, let's get to an article here by Rock Kubatko. It's really just talking about an update on Kramer. Yes, he had that bad outing Saturday. Pitched again already this week. Went a little better. He did get up to 75 pitches. Couldn't throw 5 full innings. Only like 4 1/3, which isn't great. And he did allow a few runs. But at the same time, from what I'm hearing from these articles, is that Kramer can throw up to 70-something pitches and isn't feeling any discomfort. Or like enough discomfort that warrants any concern. So I think the idea is Kramer, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be back by this weekend. Hopefully. Speaking of this weekend, let's get to next series and close out this video. Again, no off day, so Thursday, tonight's game, scheduled for 6:35. Got the Texas Rangers coming back in. Yeah, first time they coming back since, that playoff series. No, at the same time, the Texas Rangers do not look like the same team. Or at least are not performing as well. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, a 4-game series it's a long series. Thursday's game scheduled for 6:35, as I said. Friday's game scheduled for 7:05. Saturday's game scheduled for 7:15. Sunday's game scheduled for 7:10. Way to be inconsistent, Major League Baseball. Holy crap. Wow. Okay, whatever. And then finally, an off day. Monday, off day. Yay. Oh, but you got to go out to Seattle. Oh. I mean, we love the Seattle Mariners. It's a nice park out there and all, but having that team in that location where it is, it just makes these road trips, as far as distance traveled, just so much longer. I mean, for them too. I mean, they usually have the longest distance travel of any team in Major League Baseball. So, yes, I have Monday, the off day. So that's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Stay tuned for Monday. I'll talk about the series between the Orioles and the Texas Rangers. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.